Those of you that are watching on the replay, welcome. It takes me just a second. I want to let a couple people come on here. Also going to go live on Facebook real quick just to let everyone know that we have officially started. And yeah, very excited about today. It's been a good week. Been a good week for creating, and it's been a good week just in general. Being back in town now for a full week, and yeah, so we'll let a couple people come on here, and we'll go ahead and get started. Bear with me as I do the Facebook live stream portion of the video. Let's see. I don't know why Facebook. Maybe it's because like the internet is like overwhelmed as soon as I start doing this. I see some comments rolling in, so I will get back to you ASAP. Bear with me. Facebook live stream happening right now. Hey, Kittanning, as usual, Sunday nights, 9 o'clock, we are live over on the YouTube channel. Just search Andrew Ladisaw on YouTube or search Kittanning, Greatest City in the World, and you will certainly find me. But we're going to be live streaming here for the next half hour or so. Also, the Vikings are on, so I might be a little bit distracted, but I'm talking about like the great week that was here this past week. And so come join us, come have a good time, and come tell us what you think about Kittanning. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. All right. Okay, that's done. So yeah, how are you guys tonight? Let me pull up my comment section here as well. I saw some comments come through, but hopefully you're doing good, and hopefully you had a great Sunday. Let me know how your day went in the comments, and I'll tell you how mine went as well. I'm a little bit stuffy, so I don't know if you can hear that or not, but and I don't know if my wife's gonna make it tonight onto the live stream. She's getting some homeschool stuff ready, so sometimes that goes fast, and sometimes it just doesn't. So we'll see. She's the wild card. Come on now. Okay, here we go. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, it was a great week last week. I don't know how your guys' week went, but I felt like I had a lot of progress. I feel like I'm entering into a new season, which is really nice. The season that I've been in was kind of like a slog a little bit, and so I'm going to continue in that vein, hopefully. Although I do have some other studying to do. I don't know if you guys know from I'm a state farm agent, and I have a new license that we have to get for mutual funds, and it's a pretty hard test. I started studying, and I'm about maybe halfway through what I need to do, but still have a lot more to do with that. So a lot more studying and book work coming, but hopefully that won't take more than maybe a week or so. And then once I pass that test, then I'm done. It should be really great. Um, okay, your comments. 3D Maker Kid was the first in today, although Kelly thought that she was. But Kelly, you were second. Sorry. Maybe next time. Apex, I've never seen that name here before. So, Apex, welcome to the channel today. Glad that you could join us, and glad that you could be a part. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what you do, how you found this channel, all that kind of stuff. That'd be awesome. Dustin said, "Hey, bud, what a great message from Pastor Mark this morning." That was a cool message from Pastor Mark. Pretty unique stuff. He was talking about prayer and just a model of prayer, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the time of praying as well. I mean, probably the most of the whole sermon. No offense against Mark, but it's just nice to pray with people and to pray with the whole group like that. And I think as a church, we're going to get back into that hopefully, and we're going to have more prayer coming because I think the season that we're entering into, there's just going to be tons of blessing coming in Kittanning, and for us to be ready for that, we just have to be praying people. We have to be ready to receive whatever God wants to do. So. Um, Kelly says, "Are you posting that video tonight? Your video is laggy. Is it still laggy? Please tell me. I don't know if it's laggy or not. I can't really tell from my end. It looks great on my end. I can check the stream health. It says the stream is okay. I don't know. Is it okay from your guys' perspective, or is it good?" I guess I'm watching TV as well, so with Comcast, maybe that's a problem. Oh, the Vikings just got a touchdown. Vikings just scored a touchdown. Let me see what just happened here. I don't know if you guys know, I'm from Minnesota, so yeah, I'm happy the Steelers won, blah, 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 all that stuff, but I'm more happy when the Vikings win. Okay, short running touchdown. Latavius Murray goes over the top of the pile. Score. It's now 14-7. All right, good. How is the stream? Okay, so the stream's good. All right, great. 3D Maker Kid says, I may have found a place for the makerspace. That's fantastic. Tell me where. Is it in Apollo? Is that where we're at? Wait, now it's like, let me shut off the TV here. See if it gets better. Are you doing anything crazy in there internet wise? What are you doing in there? Okay. Can you guys hear me at all? It's just like circling. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. It still says it's okay on my end, but it doesn't look okay. Okay, good. I'm glad it's fine. All right, I'm turning the TV back on. Hopefully it works. All right, so back to the comments. Kevin says, first to high five the screen. Yes, my friend. High five to you. Kelly says, I technically was first, and then he said, hey, as I was commenting before I hit send, and I was getting a drink of Pepsi, so I will still count myself as first. I don't think that's how it works, Kelly. I think you have to hit send before he does, and he beats you. uh, Braden's in the house. Good to see you, Braden. I haven't seen you in forever, it feels like. If you can make it to church next week, and this is one of the things I'm going to talk about, but Braden, if you can come to church next week is the week that you want to come. Uh, we have our 5-year anniversary coming, and so you are all invited. Even if you don't come to Living Water Church normally, we would just love to have you. It's going to be like a party atmosphere. We're just going to enjoy each other. We're going to celebrate everything that God has done and everything that God is doing in our city. And I'm going to be casting some vision for what the next 5 years are going to look like. And so come on out and join us. It's going to be a really, really great time. I don't know if I can get my phone to stop doing this circle thing. I'm just going to try something. The screen's going to look weird. Here, I'll do pumpkins for a second. I just want to see if it'll update. This is really weird. I didn't know there was all these filters. Dance party. Wow. Can you guys see that? Hopefully I don't just look like a crazy person. Silver screen? Wow, these are crazy. I didn't know they did this now. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the screen to stop circling, but it's not. Okay. Anyways. Kevin says, I won't lie, threw me when he was praying and asking for forgiveness. Yeah. What am I being so? He's very brave. Yeah. Yeah, we won't get into that, but I'm not sure what that was in reference to anyways, and I don't know. That could mean a multitude of things. That could be just a TV show you should be watching or whatever it might be, but yeah. That was he's a brave man. 3D Maker Kid says it's good. Thank you. I'm glad this stream is good. It's healthy. Yeah, Braden. Sorry. Inside conversation. We won't go there. Cannibal says walks in wearing an I Love Kittanning shirt and a number 1 finger. Let the games begin. Yes. Kittanning is number 1. Minnesota missed the extra point. What happened there? 13-7. Still seeing people saying there's lag. Hopefully the stream is good and healthy. Let's see. See if someone can bring their green bean and dried onion casserole from for next week. It was delicious. I have no idea who made that, but maybe. Sorry. So so yeah, I think I'm caught up on the comments, but the 3D Maker Kid's gonna make that shirt happen. The I Love Kittanning T-shirt. You know what? I actually have like a prototype T-shirt. I wasn't super happy with how it turned out, but I'll show you the prototype in an upcoming video, and then you can tell me if it's something that you're interested in. But it has two logos on it. One's my Kittanning podcast logo, and then one is my Cowork Kittanning logo. And so if and then I just have a heart in the middle basically, and the podcast logo is the courthouse, and the Cowork Kittanning logo is the bridge. And so it's kind of like from the bridge to the courthouse and everything in between. Like we love it, and so that's what that's it. Sorry, I'm not trying to see the comment. There's a white circle on the screen and you are lagging real bad. Yeah, that's what I see as well. I don't know how to change it. I don't know what's happening, guys. Sorry. So is Dustin the only one seeing that, or is anyone else seeing the white circle? Sorry, I don't want to waste so much time talking about this, but okay. So Kevin doesn't see laggy. Anyone else see laggy other than Dustin? Okay. All right, good. So we'll just keep going. Anyways. Yeah, so the t-shirt's in the works. I also have a hat. Here, let me show you the hat. Be right back. So the hat, I don't know if you saw me wearing the hat in the video with Renshaw Farms, but this is my Cowork Kittanning logo. And so I just had it made on a hat just to see what it would look like, and I really thought it turned out good. So, if you want one of these in the future, hopefully they'll be available as like Kittanning logo hats. But I really like that logo. This was designed by a local girl that's in she lives in Dayton, and she did that. She did a really good job with it, I thought, with the bridge. I originally wanted like a side shot of the bridge, like a long logo, and then Cowork Kittanning. But then she kind of played around with it and gave me this head-on one with the circle, and I really love it. So I'd actually like to make it a patch, like if you had a patch hat and just had a patch on there, I think that would look really awesome too. So I don't know. I'm gonna play around with it and hopefully get some cool Kittanning merchandise stuff and see if we can get that going at some point in the near future. So anyway, I want to talk about the week that was. Yeah, it was my first week back, full week in Kittanning, which was awesome. Although I still traveled to Greenville for one full day on Thursday, and that was it was still good, and I still got to hang out with my family that evening, so that was good too. But a lot of different things happening for fall, and so I'll come back to the comments in a minute, but I just want to talk for a second. And so last week we had the steampunk wedding with Jim and Tina at their wedding in the park, and that was really, really fun. And then last week's church service was great as well. And then we just had videos through the week, and so had the waiting video, that the waiting's not my strong point. And I don't know if you guys can relate to that at all, but I was just talking about different things downtown. One of the frustrating things for me is when I see something that I tried to invest in, and like the Rite Aid building, and it's been over a year now since I started talking about trying to get that building, and had the money all lined up, had everything ready to go, and they said that bid was going to fall through on that building, and it was going to be available, and then the bid went through on like the very last day, and so I lost out on it, missed out on it, and here we are a year later, still nothing has been done. The third floor hasn't been revamped at all. The main floor just sits completely empty. And if it wasn't for Scott Davis on council, the windows would be empty as well. But he at least has arranged different groups to come and decorate those windows. So right now there's like Riverhawks logos in there and stuff for the parades and for light up night, which is good. Yeah, it's good that there's something there, but still there should be a business there. Yeah, I wanted to put in like coffee shop. I wanted to hire someone really to open a coffee shop there, and then I wanted to put Cowork Kittanning on the third floor. And the third floor of that building is just this incredible, huge open space, and I don't know, it just has a startup feel to it. My second floor is okay for Cowork Kittanning, and it's nice. It's a good little business, and or it's a good little place for a business. It's not really a true business yet, um, but it's functional and there's people working up there, which is awesome. And I'm happy that I have it, but it's frustrating to me to see it kind of nothing happening there. And then the other one is the high school. We tried to get a hold of the high school as a church, which would have been crazy. It would have been really cool. But at the same time, now you drive past the high school, and I don't think they've mowed the grass since they announced that. And so the high school now looks like this derelict property. And I really am praying that both of those places turn into something really, really cool. And I'm praying that God would just kind of reveal the next step in what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah. So anyway, I just have trouble with that. I don't know if do you guys have trouble with the waiting? Because I just want to enter into the next thing all the time right away. I'm like a builder and a doer. I'm not a good project finisher, but I'm a great project starter and then pass it off to other people to kind of finish it properly. Um, but that's kind of how I see my life is just kind of like a catalyst. That's just who I am as a person. So um, anyway, we have some other big plans for the church. So come next week, you'll find out more about that at the anniversary, and it'll be part of my sermon for that stuff. So, anyways, let me go back to the comments. I see some comments rolling in here. So, okay, so you guys like the hat? That's cool. From her broken iPhone, and it's fine from this junk phone. I'm live streaming from a broken iPhone as well, so we are kindred spirits, Kelly. Let's see. Your strategy coach, Brian Simmons, says, thanks again for the great interview this week. Yes, I was going to talk about this, Brian. I'm so happy that you're here. So, Brian, your strategy coach, if you guys go click on his name, go check out his channel. I think it's the most recent video on there is a podcast that he did with me. He called me this week and we did a podcast over the phone, and it was really, really fun. And so if you go to his channel, you'll see the video there of his interview with me, and we just talked about an incident that happened in a Facebook group. Someone had posted happiness is dot dot dot, just asking people to finish the sentence. And I just put one word on there. I just put Jesus. And a lot of other people were putting, stuff about alcohol and stuff about marijuana and drugs and all that kind of stuff. And it was really, it was not great conversation. And I just put Jesus, and it was like people just started attacking me. And so it was kind of fun because I ended up getting to give my testimony of what God has done in my life. And so it turned into a really cool thing. But Brian was one that actually like came to my defense, and then he was like, "Hey, could we do a podcast about that?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And then he got connected to the channel, Kittanning, greatest city in the world, and it's just been really cool. I've never really done like true collaborations with people. I've done stuff with other YouTubers like Tyler with the vlog and that kind of stuff, but never something like official like that. So it was really neat to collaborate with Brian on that. So Brian, thank you for the interview. Thank you for coming to the live stream and hanging out for a minute. Let's see. 3D Maker says, "What is Cowork Kittanning?" So Cowork Kittanning is basically it's a co-working space, and so a co-working space is just basically an open office. So anyone that needs a place to work and they can't afford like a full office on their own, or if they just have a startup idea and they don't need a full office on their own, they just need a place to kind of work that's quiet, has fast internet, those kinds of things. I turned my second floor just into a space like that. And so it has a full kitchen, full bathrooms up there, and then a couple really large open spaces and a couple of private offices. So if you've ever watched my podcast, that's where I have my podcast studio. And then if you know Jurgen Koster, who's doing yinsmart.com, he's working up there. That's his full-time office. And then Joanne Arroyo, who also goes to our church, she is starting a Christian counseling service up there too. So there's a lot of neat things happening in there. And so if you're in the Kittanning area, or even if you just want to travel to Kittanning and work, just know that I have space available there. I could probably fit, I don't know, 10 more people could probably work up there comfortably. and just have a nice office, a nice, clean, professional place to work, and the rent is super cheap. And I'm willing to make a bet on your business. So if I think your business idea is good and you can't afford anything for rent initially, then I will be happy to talk to you, and maybe we can work something out to subsidize your rent for a while to get your business off the ground. That's what I'm hoping it'll do, is that people will come in there, they'll start a business. The business will be so successful that they'll then be able to go and rent or purchase a building in town, and we can try to create businesses that way. And so I'm just trying to do my part basically to give people a chance, to give people a fighting chance to start a business. So I personally think Kevin Myers should start an eBay business out of my second floor. Like, he should get himself a laptop and he should start an eBay business with all his thrift store and garage sale purchases, and he should make it happen. So, Kevin, it's open, it's available for you. I would totally invest in your startup business. Let's see here. Dustin says, I just want to say it's so amazing to see our church growing and growing for the glory of God. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Hashtag God's love always wins. Absolutely, my friend. Super great to see the church growing. I'm really excited to just see what God has for the future. I think we're gonna try to multiply. Basically, we're gonna try to multiply services within the church, and then we're gonna get more into church planting and do those kinds of things. So, we're gonna really be working on that, Dustin, because we're almost to capacity. I mean, you look at the church as it was today. There were some empty seats, but not a lot. And at dinner there was like almost no empty seats, and we had a lot of tables out for dinner. So there was a lot of kids there, a lot of young families, a lot of good stuff happening. So very excited about Living Water Church in the future there. Let's see. Oh yeah, Kevin was explaining the co-working space. I don't even have to do it. Thank you, Kevin. uh, Andrew, just asking out of curiosity. If no, it's fine. Is it possible to reserve seats at the church? Like if a certain someone really likes sitting in front. You really like sitting in front, Kevin? Is that what this is about? And so yeah, you could definitely. I mean, you can't really reserve seats, but you gotta just come a little earlier, I guess. You gotta get there and reserve your own seats. But it's good to move around. It's good to get a different perspective every now and again. We could become really religious if we just sit in the same spot every week. So, but there's a lot of churches have split over like people sitting in people's seats. So that's actually how the Free Methodist Church started. I guess is how I understand it. Is in the old Methodist churches, you had to actually purchase your seat, and so you could purchase like a family pew or family seats, and then but the Free Methodist Church, they said, hey, anyone's free to come in and sit wherever they want to, and so that's how the Free Methodist Church got started. Which I don't know if that's entirely true, but I've had multiple people tell me that story, so I'm guessing it is true. But I like seeing your smiling face up front too, so it's a win-win for all of us. Kelly says, I need a job. Kelly, you got to put in some applications. Where are you applying to? What are you doing? Maybe you got a business idea. Do you want to work at Cowork Kittanning? Start your business up, make this thing happen. Although we don't have babysitting services, but me and Tina would probably watch your kid. She can come on my adventures for Kittanning, greatest city in the world. 3D Maker Kid says, sorry, I have an office. 3D Maker, I'm assuming the office is the one that I see in your YouTube videos, and it looks like a really cool space. So I'm glad that you have it, and I hope that it works out for you, for at least till you're out of high school and your parents boot you out of the house. Kevin says, I'm up to 170 so far on eBay sales, but a lot more coming in 2 days. They see that is awesome, man. You got to make that happen. We got to turn that into a full-fledged business. I really think you could make a lot of money with that. I can't suggest Gary Vaynerchuk to like a lot of people because his language is really, really bad. But if you get a chance, Kevin, go watch Gary Vaynerchuk. And his new show that he started doing every weekend is called Trash Talk. And it's really cool because he's a CEO of like a $250 million company. but he's going around to garage sales and just buying things that he knows are valuable. And he's trying to show people that, hey, you can make $500 on the weekend. And so there's no excuse for you not to start your business. If you're saying like you don't have any money to start a business, then you should be out there hustling and doing garage sales and going to thrift stores and doing all that kind of stuff. And so I think you would really get a kick out of it, and maybe it would give you some different ideas for what you could do for your eBay store. But you probably know all that stuff anyways. But it's kind of a fun thing to watch anyways. But check it out. 3D Maker Kid's working on some coasters. Nice. Could you make me some coasters with that logo? Like if I sent you this logo, could you put it in there and make that happen? I'd be super interested in that actually. Kevin says, I really like sitting in front. Sometimes when I get there, people are in the seat I like, and I feel so bad. Kevin says, I will purchase my seat if you accept food stamps. He cracked me up, man. Matt Smith says, good Redshaw Farm video and shots of Oklahoma. Nice hotel. That was probably the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in. It was really cool. And that time-lapse video of the elevators going up and down, that's maybe the coolest shot I've ever got in my whole life. I really, really like that. It didn't get that many likes and stuff on Instagram, but I thought that shot was really, really cool. Let's see here. Kelly says, my friend's church is where they first started going there. They picked out a pew and they stay in that pew. And I tried to tell this lady and said I looked like I did drugs because I had a gap. I'm not sure what that means, but there's a lot of churches like that, though, where if you sit in someone's seat, they get real offended. 3D Maker Kid says, we need a business advertisement channel on Discord. What kind of business advertisement channel are you talking about, 3D Maker Kid? I'm interested to know more about your idea there. Kelly says, oh, okay, I see. So you had a gap in your teeth, and she thought that you did drugs. Okay, people are crazy. Kevin says, just subscribe to him now. I will check it out. Yeah, Gary V. Trash Talk. You'll like it. Lightning Bear is in the house. Welcome, my friend. Matt says, tell the story about the IBEW sticker stuck on the back window of your truck, how you got it from the previous owner, and the sad story you claimed to go along with it. Okay, I will tell that story right now. So basically, we had a man who went to our church, Scott. I didn't know him for very long, probably less than a year. But in that year, we got really close, and we had some men's weekends and some different things. And he was just one of those people that are just like really genuine, good Christians. Like he read the Bible and he followed the Bible, and he was just a really, really good man. I don't know how to explain it any more than that. He was just an awesome, awesome person. And he was an electrician. He was in the electricians union for many, many years until I think that job that he had got shut down. And then he was a coal miner for a while. But anyway, he was a good electrician. And we needed help at my house doing electrical work. And so a bunch of guys from the church, 5 or 6 of us were here that day. Doing electrical work. My stepdad was here, Jim from church, Tyler from church, and Scott. And so we were all, it was going really well. We were doing lots of great work. And then Scott started to have pain in his chest. And we were getting ready to go take him to the hospital because it seemed pretty serious. And he got to my car and he said, Andrew, I'm going to go to my car and I just got to get something out of my truck real quick. And so he took his keys and started walking to his truck, and I was praying for him. And as I was praying, as he was walking away, he just said, yes, Jesus. And when he got to his truck, he dropped right there, and paramedics came. We called 911, and he just was never revived. He had a heart attack right there on my property, right in front of my garage. And so that's where he passed away. Then after the fact, his wife, Vicky, who goes to our church, she can't drive a stick shift, and she knew I was looking for a little farm truck, and she made an offer that we couldn't refuse. It was just a really great deal on the truck, better deal than you could ever possibly ask for. And so since then, I've had his truck, and so it's a sad story. But he was one of those people where he was no doubt 100% a Christian, and so I know 100% that he's in heaven, worshiping with God right now, and so he's in a better place. It was sad for us, obviously, as a church. Yeah, he was a really strong leader, and um, I had all kinds of envisioning for what his future of our church with our church was going to be, and obviously that was cut very short. Very hard for his wife, obviously. She's fairly young, and so for her to lose her husband before he was even, he was just recently retired, and so it was just it was a sad situation, but that's how I got my truck. That sticker won't come off because it's I don't know, it's a really good sticker. But I don't really want to take it off anyways because it's kind of like reminds me of him. And I haven't even taken. There's like a tape deck in the truck, and there was a tape that was in the truck since then. It's like an old Christian music tape, and I've never taken it out. I'm still listening to that same tape, and I've about wore it out. So I don't know if it's gonna last too much longer, but still, when I drive and I hear that music, I just still think about Scott, and it's just a really great story. Um, to be able to tell of his life and to be able to kind of honor him. And so every time you see that truck in my videos, then you can know that it's a little piece of Scott carrying forward in my life. And I wish I had known him longer, but that's the story. And so it's kind of sad, but at the same time, happy for him, sad for us. And so that's how I look at it. So yeah, that's the story. Hopefully that was worth the wait, Matt. Trying to think of anything else with that truck. Oh, I mean, some other interesting things. I mean, I learned to drive a stick shift in Minnesota, but Minnesota's just like flat. Like, it's easy to drive a stick in Minnesota. Pennsylvania is not easy to drive a stick because there's hills everywhere, and they put stop signs at the top of hills. And so, if you're driving a stick shift and your stop sign at the top of a hill, it's really difficult if you're just learning how to drive a stick. So I had some adventures, getting it to learn how to drive it properly in Pennsylvania. But now I'm pretty much a pro, and never grinded the clutch, never done anything bad to the truck or anything like that. I've just stalled it a few times, but still working on all the same stuff. It's been my most reliable vehicle by far, not even close. It's a super simple truck. It has crank windows, all that kind of stuff, and I love it. So I hope I never have to get rid of it. I hope it runs forever, and I'm just gonna keep fixing it, hopefully, forever until it rusts out on me. All right, so back here. 3D Maker Kid says business talk. Oh, okay. Are you talking within the Greatest City in the World channel? You want a separate business channel? Because we can do that for sure. But I think we could have business talk right in the general feed. There's not a lot of people talking in there anyway. And so if it does get gunked up, then we could always move it. But I don't think we need a new channel. Just talk about your business and make it happen, man. Um, so yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of that story? Let me know. I don't see a lot of comments here. Um, Kevin says, I wish I was a better Christian. Me too, Me too. Kelly says, that's so sad, but so odd how he said, yes, Jesus, before he died. Yeah. And so that's actually, okay, yeah, that's the rest of the story. So I got to preach his funeral. I had the honor of preaching his funeral, and so it was kind of a sad moment, obviously. But what was really cool is when he was a little boy and in church, I guess he wanted to go up for every altar call. So every time the pastor would say, "Does anyone want to get saved today?" Yeah, he was basically saying, "Yes, Jesus," from the time that he was a little boy, that he wanted to go up and get saved. And so after like the third week, I guess, he got up front and the pastor said, Scott, you're good. You've been saved enough already. And so that's what I preached at his funeral, that his whole life was just that he said, yes, Jesus. That was the mark of his life, that every time Jesus asked him to do something, he said, yes, Jesus. From the time he was a little boy to the very last breath of his life, he was saying, yes, Jesus. And so that's the rest of the story. Thank you for your comment, Kelly, for reminding me of how that story ends. So yeah, 3D Maker Kid says write it on a CD or something. Yeah, I could do that for the tape. I'm assuming you're talking about. I'm sure it's on CD, or I could just buy an MP3 of it or something. But it's kind of cool to listen to the old tape, and it's it skips and it does all kinds of things, and this sound goes in and out, and you can just tell it's an. I mean, all tapes are old, I guess. I don't think anyone's making tapes anymore, so I guess they're all old. But it's amazing how they hold up over time. I'm not seeing any more comments. Did I leave you guys speechless with that story? You're not sure where to go from here? It's okay. It's okay. So let me just talk about the other videos from the week, I guess. The Halloween parade and then the fog. Did you guys get to watch the fog video? That was like this light bulb moment. I was like, why do I love the fog so much? And so I love this time of year when the fog is out. And then because I do feel like there's a fog over our city, and then a lot of times it's like there's a fog over our lives. And then when the sun just beats down, the fog gets heavy. It seems like it gets heavier just because the light is shining through, and it's almost blinding. And then at some point, it's like the light just like burns it all off. And it seems like it's just a moment and it's all gone. And it's just this beautiful thing that happens in nature, but that also happens in our life. Like when we let the light of God shine into our life, and finally that fog will burn away, and then you'll finally see clearly. And so, I don't know. I would really love that video. And then the Halloween parade was really cool too. So, um, and then the pumpkin patch, Renshaw Farms, and that was a really cool experience. We went out there, and she was wondering like, are we making a video and all that kinds of stuff, and the the person there was like, I feel bad charging you because we were going in so late. And I said, well, I'm going to make a video. Hopefully I'll make it worth your time and promotion. And so they let us in. They gave us some tickets to go back again as well. And we didn't end up making it back. And today was the last day for Renshaw Farms, but we had so much fun there. And I just wanted to say that they were so nice. Jason Renshaw was really nice. They had actually closed everything down by the time, yeah, we were at the pumpkin launcher. And so he was like, "Yeah, go ahead, just fire off as many as you want, just go crazy." So we went out there, and even though it was pretty dark, we just went ahead and continued to fire off pumpkins, and we had a good time. I had a good time with it. I almost launched Joanna's glove into the pond because she was holding on with her gloves, and when we let go of it, it like ripped her glove off. It was so strong, and almost it threw it right to the very shore of the pond, and so that was fun. Let's see here. What else we got? Matt Smith says you should name your driveway Scott Way or Scott Drive to honor him. I guess I could. Um, it already has a name, but I won't name. I won't tell you the name of my driveway. I try to keep those things secret. But I do try to honor him every chance that I get. He's a really great person. And then a year later, we lost Joe in our church, and so Scott and Joe were both on our worship team, and it was like we finally felt like our worship team was just like rock solid. And then we had a couple members like pass away. There was just a really bad time period there over the course of like a year where we had a lot of people I was really close with passed away. I preached 3 funerals of people I was really close with in less than a year, and yeah, it kind of sent me to a bad place for a little bit. But God is so faithful. Like He pulls us through those times, and He is just so faithful. Whenever you're going through something hard, like you just keep pressing into Him, keep turning it over to God, and that's the only way that I feel like I've survived. Like I, I don't know. I feel like I'm more susceptible to depression than I used to be. But without God, I don't even know where that would lead. I don't even know. I don't even, honestly, I don't even want to think about where that would lead because I think it would lead to some pretty dark places for me. The way that I was into alcohol and into drugs, I'd be in probably a pretty bad way right now if it wasn't for Jesus. So, anyways, Kevin says, "Yeah, the story threw me. I feel as though I am only as immortal as the memories I leave behind, and I wish I would have made more friends and more memories." Oh man, yes, yes. And honestly, Kevin, that's why I'm so obsessed with this idea lately of that there's no time to waste. There's not a day to waste in your life. Like, what are we doing? Like spending so much time on stupid stuff? I just can't figure that out as a society. Like, and I mean, honestly, that's gonna be part of my message next week, and I don't want to just reveal it all because it's like God's really burdening me with it. But like, you have to get this through your mind. We all do. That there's if you're waiting to like do what God's telling you to do, or you're waiting to be obedient for the next thing, or you have like a dream that you're waiting to go a start, do not wait. You're not even promised tomorrow. Like you got to start that thing right now. You got to have some long-term goals in mind and you got to start working towards them immediately. Like there is no time to waste whatsoever. And we had a funeral at the church yesterday. Um, really tragic story of someone in Vandergrift who was murdered actually. And the funeral was at our church. I preached the funeral and it was really difficult because his life was ended really suddenly, really tragically. And at the same time, there weren't very many people at the service, and so it was a reminder two ways. Number one, it was just what you said, Kevin. Make memories, make friends, get out there and do some things. Don't let anything hold you back. And so it was that part of it, and then the other part of it was how suddenly his life was ended, and it was just like there's truly no time to waste. And so if your kids are asking to go outside like mine were tonight in the rain, like, and you can go outside for a little bit, then do it. Don't waste that time. And if you can, do read one more book, read one more story to them, all those kinds of things. I'm trying to just continue to do that and not be so concerned about the schedule or be concerned about getting ready for the live stream or whatever it might be that I'm wasting my headspace. The other problem that I have, and my wife will tell you, is my cell phone. It's a real distraction for me, and so a lot of times I'm answering YouTube comments or I'm responding to Facebook messages, or sometimes I'm doing that stuff when I shouldn't be, when my kids are trying to get my attention. And so I'm actively trying to be a little bit better at that and try to put that away more and be more intentional in conversation with my kids about telling them about God and tell them stories about the way that God's worked in my life. Or tonight we got out the guitar for the first time in a long time, just sang worship music together with them. Well, they danced around the living room really, and I sang worship music. So, but they're slowly learning the songs and doing those kinds of things. But you know, it's all about making those memories and passing on what you have. Like I don't want my kids ever to think that their dad was some deadbeat who didn't ever teach them anything. I want them. I want to leave a legacy, and I'm going to leave that legacy in the church. That there's other believers who are like me that are passionate about God, that are passionate about not wasting their lives, and I want my kids to be that way too. I don't want them to ever be wasting their lives. I want them to be entrepreneurs. I want them to be trying to change the world for the better, not only for themselves but for God's glory. And so, yeah, I'm hoping we can pass that off all together. That we can all just kind of take that mindset and shift it to the next generation, and really make them a force for good in our city and in our world. So yeah. Anyway, went on a tangent there. 3D Maker says, if you ever need a PC built, I will do it for you. 3D Maker, I have the ability to build a PC, or at least I used to. The parts have changed a whole lot since then. So with like graphics cards and those kinds of things and liquid cooling, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff now that I haven't done in a while, but I think it's mostly just chipsets have changed, and so memory sizes have changed, and the chipsets for processors have changed, all that kind of stuff. But I'm confident I could probably still do it, but there's some things that are way more advanced than I used to do, so it would maybe take a little research, but that'd be a cool project we could do together, 3D Maker, if you ever want. Maybe that could be our collaboration someday. Kevin says, live like we're dying. Yeah, we have to, because we are dying. I mean, that's just the truth of it. No one wants to talk about it, but the fact is that we're all dying. We're all one day closer to death today. When we go to sleep tonight, we've lost one day of our lives that we're never going to get back. And so we have to just keep that mindset in front of us. And it's not like I want you to walk around depressed because you're going to die someday, but we have to live with that reality that the eternity is forever. Like what we're doing here is so finite. Like it doesn't make any sense for us to live our lives the way that we do. Like we should be pouring ourselves out for God's glory. Period. Anyways, Brian Armitage is in the house. Brian, it was so cool to see you on Friday. What day did we do the? No, it was Thursday. Thursday night, the parade. And so, Brian, did you watch the Kittanning parade video? Did you see your son at the end driving away in the Batmobile? That was really cool. That I thought that should have won best costume. I don't know if he won or not, but I thought that was really good. Kevin says, I remember building my 486DX. Wow, we're going in the Wayback Machine now. 3D Maker says, be cool if we could collab on that. Yeah, maybe someday we will, because I've been thinking about maybe like an editing PC, because ultimately someday I would like to switch to Adobe Premiere, and I'd like to switch to 4K, and I'd like to switch to a better camera as well. So maybe we can, maybe work on that someday, because I'll need something definitely better than my current laptop. My current laptop's great for simple edits, and it's good at editing in 1080p, but after that, it's not great. So. Matt Smith says the Pittsburgh Pirates have a mission statement to continue to be the benchmark in service and guest experience. You're continuing to be the benchmark in making Kittanning the greatest city of the world. Absolutely, my friend. Yeah. And that's truly, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Like we do want to set an example. We do want to be a benchmark for what the city can look like and what a life well lived should look like from a Christian perspective and from just a just from a people to people perspective. Like we should all just want to be good people, whether you're a Christian or not. When you're a Christian, I think it's easier because God is actively empowering you to do that, so you don't have a lot of the struggle that other people do. But that's another story. Kelly's back in the house. We were worried about you, Kelly. Yeah, everyone was asking about you while you were gone. Not really, but I hope it made you feel better. Uh, Kevin says, "See, we were just talking about that too. Poor phone." 3D Maker says, sounds like an expensive build and a fun one. Yeah, it would be an expensive build. We'd be talking like I don't know. There's some crazy like 16 core processors. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there now. And then liquid cooled graphics cards and yeah, there's a lot of awesome computer stuff out there, but I'd be looking on yeah, probably at least $1,000 plus build, maybe more than that. I know you can spend that much on just a graphics card these days, but I'm not willing to do that. Kelly says, what do you mean, Dad? You know what, guys? I just realized we're 48 minutes in. So I'm going to go ahead and end this thing. Guys, there are some cool videos coming again this week, but I just really want to encourage you, please, please, please consider coming to Living Water Church next week. It's the 5th anniversary. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. And so, Brian Armitage, if you're out there, I want you and Megan an honor to be there next Sunday if you can. Take some time out of your day. Anyone else that, even if you go to another church in Kittanning, like I said, I'm not looking to steal people from other churches, but like this is your opportunity to make something happen. So come on out, watch the 5-year anniversary, get some vision for what Living Water Church is going to do into the future, and yeah, it'd be really, really cool. So I think that's it. So guys, did you learn something tonight? Don't waste a moment. Don't waste a single second of your life. Live your life fully for God's glory. Pour yourself out tomorrow. Monday morning is a great time to start. And so get rested up tonight, and tomorrow just go at it hard. Go get some good stuff in this life. And but you got to work for it, and you got to seek God in it. Otherwise, you'll never achieve everything that you're capable of. All right, guys. It's been really fun. I really enjoy this. Hope you guys enjoy it too. See you next Sunday at 9 o'clock. I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have a video about the homestead here, and then Tuesday there will be a video dropping about the church. I know some of you have been asking about Living Water Church, how we got started, what we're all about, and so Tuesday, a video for Living Water Church, and that's going to be a good one. So anyways, guys, I love you. God bless you. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.